Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Hibiscus Motorsports. You join me in the Miata today as we're going to be installing a G Racing short throw shifter. I just did a shifter rebuild kit on this a couple 100 miles ago. So as you can kind of see, we're in first gear right now. Not a lot of slop, but there is some. But the main reason we're upgrading to this amazing shifter is the overall height of it. As you can see, I mean, it's going to go a little lower once it's installed, but I'll show you that. But it's a lot taller, much closer to the steering wheel, which isn't there right now. It's over there. But also, I'm just going to show the OEM throw, as again, this is just a 7-inch BAM shift knob, so it's going to look a little bit longer, but it's just because of the big shift knob. But so we have first to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. So as you can see, quite the long throw. So to start this install, we have to remove the actual center console here. So it's going to be 2 screws, one here, one over here. Underneath the cup holder, there is one, and then inside of here, there should be 2 more. So I'll catch you right back when they're removed. Once you get all the screws taken out of the center console, as you can see, it wants to lift up, but obviously we have a big issue. So now you just have to unscrew your actual shift knob. This one's very tall, so it takes a while. Oh, there we go. And now you'll be able to fully lift it up and out. You do have a little plug right there, so just disconnect that and it'll all come out. Now once you get that out, you're going to have all this foam in here. Just comes off nice and easy. It's not held on by anything. Now we need to get the actual shift boot, like the rubber part right here, off. Again, in my rebuild kit, I got a brand new one. If you've never done a rebuild, chances are this is probably all ripped and torn. Definitely recommend replacing that, as it's good for heat insulation and all that. So it's going to be these 4 bolts right here. And yeah, I'll catch you back when they're done. Also, just in case you're wondering, these are all 10mm. As you can see now, this boot is ready to come off. Quick tip, these 4 10mm bolts are not held in by much, so when you're reinstalling this, do not crank them on, as you might strip out the holes in the actual, for the transmission tunnel, and that would not be a good time. Now make sure you keep track of your bolts. I just like to use the bottom of the cup holder when I'm working on this car, just to keep things nice and simple. These 4 bolts are all the same length as well, so you don't need to really worry about mixing them up. And obviously, another little tip, having the car in neutral while you're doing this makes everything much easier. Now that we have the boot removed, you can see straight through the floor. This is the turret of the transmission. Now we just have to remove these 3 bolts if I am not mistaken. Yes, they are also 10 millimeters. Now these ones are very important. Do not over tighten these, as they do not need much force to hold them in, and these ones you definitely do not want to break. Now we can just remove this. As you can see, there is going to be fluid in here. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I just did a rebuild on this not long ago at all. So the fluid is still very nice in color. I've been told that with older versions of the G Racing short throw shifter, you do not need fluid in the actual turret. However, on the newest version that eliminates a lot of the rattle, you do need to keep fluid in there, so just keep it in mind. It comes with that written on a piece of paper that's taped around the actual body of the shifter, so make sure that in here has nice clean fluid. If I'm not going to be draining the fluid on mine, because again, it's brand new. If you were to be draining the fluid on yours, what worked best for me when I did this rebuild was using a turkey baster and just sucking all that old fluid out and then just putting brand new fluid in. It's super simple. You fill it up until the point where, you know, it's not going to overflow once you put the whole shifter assembly back in, but it has enough for, you know, to be able to cover all of the bushings and all of that. So now, again, you know, with the older versions of this kit, I've heard that you need to remove these bushings that are in here. According to G Racing themselves, they say you can either leave them in, take them out. It's up to you. I know I sound like a broken record. Again, I just did a rebuild on this, you know, not that long ago. So I'm going to choose to leave them in. So now we just need to be able to put this bushing that's on the bag over right here, and I'll catch you back right when it's done. So, as you can see, there is, you know, a little raised area here with a black circle in the center. On Miatas, this will either face straight backwards or straight forwards, depending on, you know, what year your Miata is, all that. Make sure that you get this little bushing on there. It goes right on here, the bottom, like so. On mine, it looks like that circle will be facing straight forwards. So, takes a little bit of playing around with it. Oh, maybe it will be facing backwards. Nope, it's going to be facing forwards. You know, it might fight you a little bit to go in, but just stay with it, and eventually it'll go in. So it does take some pressure. I actually got a little scared that it might break something. It's okay. You do have to, you know, push down on it, and once you do, it'll, as you can see, it will seat properly. And you'll also notice you will not be reusing the 3 10mm OEM bolts here. From G Racing, you get much longer hex head bolts. So now we're just going to reverse the process and just start tightening everything back up. And then we'll compare the actual throw distance. Quick little note, I found that a 3/16 hex key works the best for me. So once again, like I said before, when we were taking out the OEM one, you do not want to tighten these so much to the point where you could run the risk of stripping or breaking any part of the transmission's turret, as if you break that, there's really not much of a way you can get it fixed. So, you know, definitely make sure they're tight, but make sure they're not too tight. And now we're like this, we can actually test the throw of it. So as you can see, just listen how notchy that is. Very little play, clutch in. That's first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So I'm going to show you once again from the actual top of the car. Look how little amount of play that has. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Definitely is much stiffer, much notchier. In my opinion, I love notchy shifters. So this thing feels incredible. Makes the Miata feel like a true race car, you know. Best part is, nope, didn't mean to spill that. Let's get the steering wheel on real fast. So just being able to drive and just shifter is immediately right here. I absolutely love this already and I haven't even driven it. Now if you want, you can put this boot back on as it's good for, you know, insulation and also so you don't have a giant hole leading to the, you know, outside ground. It is going to be a bit of a pain, so definitely, you know, remove the actual shift knob, as yes, these are machined so that these shift knobs can be removed. This is an incredible idea, as you know, other companies, super short throw shifters like this, it's all one big piece, so, you know, you might have to do some cutting on this or something like that, but they really thought ahead when they made this one. So, once you have everything back together, as you can see, it does look a little funny, but the shifter fits, you know, right, or the shifter fits right through the boot just fine, no modifications, no cutting, nothing like that. So again, definitely recommend running the actual boot again on it, but completely your choice. Now that we have it all back together, I did sadly have to break this very top stitch to get my, you know, cosmetic shift boot over the top right here. But hey, that's gonna vary, you know, little shift boot to shift boot, so that's nothing on them, that's just on this. Now, as you can obviously tell, this thread is massive, a lot bigger than that. So if you just order the base one from them, you're not going to be able to fit your shift knobs. So I also wanted this one from them. It's just their knurled black aluminum one. I think it just looks really cool. Plus I love the feeling of knurled shift knobs. If you want to keep running the one that you've been using, don't worry, you are in luck. They do offer to put a custom thread on here. It does cost a little bit more, but you know, if you have a shift knob, you know, like this one, which I do think is really cool, but if you have a shift knob that you cannot part yourself with, then by all means, definitely order one with a custom thread. Alrighty, so now with everything back reinstalled, all cleaned up, time to get to the whole reason you clicked on the video. Let's take it for a test drive. That throw is like 2 inches. Not even. That throw is insane. Oh my god. That is insane. By all means, if you are considering or even looking at getting this shifter, already I have driven no more than like half a mile with it, and I already love it. That is insane what it feels like. Absolutely no slop in the gears. You can easily find what gear you're going into. I will say, I do feel like this shifter may have a slight learning curve, as you know, it is a little scary in the beginning how little it moves compared to OEM. You know, you might think you're still in neutral or something like that, but already, as you're seeing, this is my first drive with it, and already I can tell, you know, for a fact that this shifter is incredible. It just holds the gear so well. It's just, everything feels so nice. If you hold on to the shifter, you know, it does vibrate a little bit, but I mean, this thing is, you know, solid metal. I would expect it to vibrate a little bit. So this thing though just already feels incredible. It's actually vibrating less than OEM does. So, you know, it's incredible already. I've already downshifted, upshifted. Let's try a heel toe in this thing, see how it feels. Oh my God, that is insanely good. That feels so clean. It is incredible. Again, I am blown away with this shifter. I had high hopes for it going into it, but holy crap. This thing feels so good. Definitely sounds a little bit different. You'll definitely start hearing that. It feels like the car, is sounding a little different with this shifter, but definitely not in a bad way. Let's do a little pull. Oh my God. This thing feels incredible. I am so blown away by it. But now we are going to give this shifter its real test, putting it back in reverse. As everybody knows, a lot of old 90s cars like this are not big fans of going in reverse. So let's see how the shifter does. Oh, wow. That found reverse extremely quickly. Absolutely no hesitation at all. Well, from just one lap, I can already tell you, I am beyond blown away. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Huge shout out to G Racing. I'm not sponsored by them. I did buy this, but holy crap, guys, this shifter already has blown me away. It's everything about it. The quality is incredible. The feel is incredible. I mean, again, just literally, that's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, fourth, third, second, first. Super notchy, no play in any gears. This thing it's incredible. So once again, huge shout out to G Racing. This thing is amazing already. I can't wait for my upcoming autocross, to try it out. Yes, you heard me right. We are doing an autocross very soon. There will be a full video about that. So stay tuned for that. I am so excited to be able to show you guys of what me and this car can do. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next video. Peace.